Hello, welcome everyone. I'm super excited to be here for day 2 of Manifesting Miracles and Money Challenge. I'm your host, Jen Gilchrist, and I'm just thrilled to be here. Today is a fun day and a very, very essential key in really stepping into that next level and really manifesting and aligning with your highest path and purpose and really just living that abundant, freedom-based life that I know your hearts desire. So today is all about embodying your vision now. So before we get started, for those of you who haven't stepped in yet, I did have the link in this post. So if you want to join us in the Manifesting Miracle Challenge, feel free to dive in. Above, there's a link to register so you get all of the angel activations and daily prompts. And if you have got it and you have joined, but you haven't shared, please feel free to share in the group. Yesterday, we talked about our big vision. It's important to find that clarity and really align with that big vision. And today is all about embodying that vision. Okay, so I put in the first thing that you're going to be exploring is all about your why, right? Your big why. So yesterday we got the clarity of our vision, our bigger vision. Say hi as you're hopping on. And today it's really about exploring, that bigger why, the bigger why for you personally as well as globally. I know, and there's a couple reasons for this, right? Some of us I know that for heart-centered spiritual entrepreneurs, sometimes the money piece can be difficult because you are so empathic and heart-centered and focused on service. And so I feel like sometimes when we can really ground into that bigger why and the impact it's going to make in the world, right? We're going to feel fulfilled inside for ourselves, but we're also going to be super excited for the ripple effect that we're creating for our society, for our children, for those around us, for those we love. And so that's super important piece of just really connecting with what is that bigger vision and how does that impact, what is your why behind why that's important to you? Does that relate to your own personal story? Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. And then you also want to look at your personal why, okay? Because the day in the life of an entrepreneur and really owning this path, this highest potential path for yourself can be challenging at times, right? There's times where we're going to be asked to step out of our comfort zone. In fact, lots of times we'll be asked to step out of our comfort zone. And so when we can really anchor into the bigger vision of our global why plus our personal why, meaning how does that affect our relationships? How is our life personally also going to be different? What is it what charities are we going to be able to support and give to when we are creating that impact and that income that is a natural, abundant byproduct, right? We're naturally abundant beings. So when we're living on purpose, the natural byproduct of that is really our own joy, our own fulfillment, and our own abundance. And so what ways will that be fulfilling your life personally? Those are two important keys to pay attention to that'll help you really anchor into being motivated, waking up with that passion, that enthusiasm to keep stepping forward. Say hello as you're joining, okay? And then I also included, for those of you that have registered, if not, again, the link is above, so you can get this email to you, but I created a visualization that might support you in this, right? Because you really want to tune into feeling that and envisioning that now. So much of manifesting and stepping into our higher potential is really the belief that it's possible. It's really seeing ourselves and our identity as that person now. And so that's why part of today's prompt, is investigating these bigger whys that we have so we can anchor into that, so that we can keep showing up and be willing to take these, comfort zone stretches. Because I'll tell you, your miracles and your higher path is on the other side of some level of fear, or you'd already be living it. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining. Susan says, 2 weeks ago, I changed my vision, my why, to a personal why. I have always had a professional why, but never did a personal why. I find a personal why is a greater driver to motivate me. I know, right? I think both are really important, and some will motivate one or the other. And I do believe with the heart-centered entrepreneurs that having that personal why is super, super important, right? And then this visualization that we created, so thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Hey, Mira. So in the visualization, it's like you're really feeling yourself. I want you to really connect with all of those things in your body. I want you to notice, how are you showing up in the world, right? Who are you being? How are people finding you? What is your lifestyle? How are your relationships and your own personal relationship with yourself? Like how we take care of ourselves, right? Because it does require us to up-level our ability to give to our own needs, right? To have the energy to keep showing up, we have to learn to receive more, right? And isn't that the interesting irony? It's that balance of giving and receiving. The more impact we make, the more that we actually have to allow ourselves to receive, or we're going to hit a wall, or we're going to hit burnout, or we're going to put our foot on the pedal and the brake and not actually create that bigger success for ourselves, right? So it's really a big a big lesson that's an internal game that keeps going and going every time that we continue to grow and expand more. And so I would love to hear about your visions in the group. So if you haven't shared yesterday, feel free to share your yesterday, because, and then today's, I forgot to say too. So now it's about taking a step that's aligned with that bigger vision of who you're, if you're looking at your next level future self in a year from now, right? How can you start taking action from that energy today, from that confidence, from that belief, from that person who's showing up more? How is it different than who you're being right now? And that's a really beautiful inquiry to help you understand, what steps can I be taking? And chances are a lot of you are very intuitive and in tune with this, but perhaps but you haven't been doing, right? Like for me, one of my visibility stretches was videos, right? Doing videos. I'll share more in my story on the masterclass on Friday or Thursday, this coming Thursday. But it's really public speaking, one of my biggest fears, right? Definitely one of my biggest fears. And it was really cultivating that trust, really connecting with that vision and that why, really deciding that the pain and emptiness I felt of not living in alignment, not feeling fulfilled in who I was being and how I was showing up and what I'm here to do and experience for myself personally and globally. I was able to invest in a huge expense. It was a $22,000 business program that was on speaking. So here I decided in that moment, I was totally triggered in fear. I did not have, money in my bank account at that moment, but I felt that full body yes. I kept seeing myself speaking on stages, yet I wasn't doing anything about it. And so as we go along in this path, I want you to pay attention to what are those outside of the comfort zone steps that you're being guided to take. Right. And so if you haven't taken them yet, then investigate the fears, right? We have to get underneath those fears and really do the inner work so that we can really step into who we are here to become, right? Who we truly are is actually more accurate. And so this is something I love supporting people with. And I know that it's can be scary at times, but it's so rewarding and so fulfilling. And for me, I've noticed that there's nothing more fulfilling than just knowing that I'm showing up, doing the best that I can. It doesn't mean that every single day, is perfect and peaches and roses. But at the same time, I know when I look back at my life 5 years ago, how deeply unfulfilled I really was. And so I just want to assure you that whatever fear you have to step through, you have everything within you to move through it. This is where community is hugely important. And I just commend you and I see you and I see your light and I see your courage and your faith. And so now it's about embodying that vision and stepping up as the leader that you see yourself becoming, that potential that is there. That dream is given to you because it's there for you. And so how can you step out of your comfort zone today and begin to take even a small action that is new, that is different, that is aligned with that person that you see when you connect with your next level vision? Does that make sense? So let me know if you guys, if that makes sense, or you have any questions as well. I would love to encourage you. I'm loving to seeing and getting to know you more every single day. And I'm definitely going to be giving away some awesome prizes. So I want to remind you that if you share these videos, if you have community that you feel that this would benefit, you will get entered into a raffle to win every time you share this video, every time you comment on another sister's post, really seeing them and validating them. I feel like part of the power of community is claiming out loud what it is you're doing and what it is your vision is, and really claiming your divine creative power and really supporting them, right? As well as participating every day, because I know that if you actually do this work, you're going to feel a shift and it will create a container of transformation for you, even if it's a mini transformation. And you know what? I've actually seen people have big transformations just over some of these internal questions and tips that I'll be giving you today. Susan says, every day is perfect, always is, even if we don't initially think it is. True, there's always things to be learning there. But I also think sometimes we can get stuck in letting fear drive our creative process. So there's a fine line. It's definitely always perfect, never ever judging ourselves. It is what it is. We're showing up as the best we can. And sometimes it's important to really notice where we are procrastinating, where we are, not taking the action that truly fills us up, right? Because it's really, sometimes that fear can get in there and be paralyzing. Either we can get caught up in busy work, or we can get caught up in procrastination or overwhelm, and then 6 months later find that we're not as happy or fulfilled as we could be. So yes, every day is perfect, no guilt, no judgment. And it's about, I feel this call for us all to really step through the fear and into alignment with that higher vision of who we really are, right? Who we're here to become and what really matters to us. And in that process, we're loving ourselves more. We're showing others to love themselves more. We are healing our wounds so that other people can heal theirs. And so I feel like there's just so many layers to that for sure. And sometimes we can have this spiritual bypass that, well, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But we really are part of this co-creative experience. And it really is for our highest good. And I think that when we don't follow our guidance, we just prolong our peace and happiness, right? And this is kind of when we look back at other periods of our life. At the same time, of course, I feel like all these lessons we can learn so much from, all of these experiences and hardships and days that don't feel as good. Sometimes there's definitely, I feel like it is also directing us in a different direction. Sometimes we're trying to go in a direction and push really hard for a dream or for a business model or for in our life that actually isn't in our highest alignment. And so I think that the more that we can just surrender in, the more that we can just let go of the need to control, the more that we can just align with ourselves and truly act from that space of alignment, the more that quickly we will realize those bigger dreams. Destination Paradise says, yes, it all makes sense. Fear and excitement are one emotion that drives some people to take action, but it's the emotion that restricts us as well. Good job, Jen. Keep up the good work. Oh, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. So yes, I am excited for you all. I am cheering you on. Thank you so much for taking your time. I know time is precious, so I appreciate you joining this group, joining this challenge. I look forward to seeing your posts. Feel free to do a Facebook Live. I'm thinking keeping the lives if you want to practice your visibility muscle, so we can get a bigger sense of you even, and maybe practice just stretching your visibility and claiming, who you're, what it is you're creating. But 2 to 3 minutes so that we can watch more than one people. Please share this video if you find value, think it'll support your community, and comment and support your sisters, because we are all courageous, wonderful, beautiful beings with a very important message to share with the world. And so I just look forward to seeing you all shine brightly, even more so in our group, and getting to know you all. So thank you for joining me. Check your emails. Let me know what your big vision is. If you haven't joined in from yesterday, today it's all about what is your next level you, what is your why, and what is that next level action, that out of your comfort zone action that you're going to take to really align with that vision that you know is there for you. All right. So have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.